evening, Dandadan fans. A chapter reaction, not a volume reaction. Are you ready?
This is different, guys. Different feel. We're gonna feel a void, pun intended. There's gonna be a void after every stream with one chapter. It's gonna be a void. But
hey, I hope we get this experience for years to come. More so on the longer side than the shorter side. We were just talking off camera. This is a series that can go on for, I would say, at least 5 years. Maybe a little longer. If Tatsu wants to.
I would love
take
that,
your breaks. I mean, you got literally the universe to work with, and you have two different mythos to pull from. Not just spiritual side. You have the alien side too, and then whatever comes up in your mangaka head.
Yep. And then, with the One Piece timeline, right? Like, we always reference One Piece in these streams because Dandadan, honestly, when it comes to the world building, the feel that it gives us, I haven't seen another shonen that's been this close to One Piece in Jump. So, I mean, if Oda says his timeline is within 5-ish years, I mean, Dandadan, I would hope they can't last that long, which is crazy to say. One Piece is forever. It's a forever type series. But I would love to see if Dandadan can end, like, why not end like a little bit after One Piece ends or something like that, 10 months.
If this is your first time joining us, I don't think we have anyone in here just yet, but if you're watching the VOD or you catch up later, we have referenced many times that this is the quintessential spiritual successor of One Piece in our eyes. We're going to talk more about it with a special collaboration that we have planned for next Thursday, we hope, with Commodore Laz. And it is going to entail, just a passing of the torch. I keep using that phrase. It's the inherited will from Oda to Tatsu. We got the mural. We got Bounce Man, literally. I mean, that's on the nose. But, and just like the overall world building aspect, this feels like a world that is both small and oversized at the same time.
Right. And the theories, when it comes to theorizing, both series has similar, I guess, like, builds to like a theory. When I'm thinking about theories in One Piece, we've been talking about this too. Like, there's certain characters, like say Seiko, for example. We always talk about her, and then we even reference Garp from One Piece, and characters like that because of what we can probably learn from their backstories or their upbringing, and as to why they are who they are now as mentors / senseis of the series. So it's always fun to theorize in this series. I mean, it's always fun theorizing in every series, but Dandadan gives you a lot because, once again, we're 190 chapters in, about to be at 210 chapters. We don't know nothing. So going back a few minutes ago when we were talking about how long the series might last, the fact that we don't even know anything, realistically, it should at least last another 250. At least.
that 5 years, conservatively, and that's if like Tatsu takes like one break, which he has done in the past. But I mean, get your rest, man. We don't want you burning the midnight oil. We want you to be healthy mangaka out here. You are providing this entertainment to us at a marginal cost. So we'll support the series. We'll cover it. We'll be back when the anime drops in July. We will be back for any sort of, I don't know, season. It's technically season 3 would be after this July session, but nah, it's just season 1, core 2.
Yep. But before we even get started, guys, and then we get into the recap, always like to stream, subscribe to your boys, man. Roll to 1K. We got a lot of content on the channel for this year. We just said Dandadan anime will be back in July. We got Gachi Akuda at that time. We have Squid Game at that time. Currently, we have Haikyuu. We have Vigilantes, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, and we have Fire Force right now. And so much more going on to summer, fall, and even winter next year. So stay tuned for all that content because there's a lot. There's a lot to like. So
And it's not just shows. We will be continuing our manga journey on the channel with Chainsaw Man volume reactions. We're thinking I'm thinking now the start of May. In case you guys didn't know, this stream was supposed to be Monday. If you didn't see our community post, I have been down bad with illness from food poisoning, I'm finally enough on the mend that I could stream tonight, at least one chapter, a little bit of a discussion. But yeah, so our plan, Monday evenings, Dandadan. Tuesday, we're going to be recording Vigilantes, try to get that out as soon as possible. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, normally should be Haikyuu, but for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be releasing 18 videos. At least 18 videos in the next 3 weeks. So, if you guys are interested in any of those theories. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't got Haikyuu theories just yet, but yeah, if you're interested in any of that content, this is the place to be.
Yes, sir. So, what happened last chapter?
Last chapter, it was a problem. One of our boys recognized, and I'm talking about Kinta and Okarun. Okarun realized that their mobility, which makes sense because he had Turbo Granny's power, was limited by the weight of said Kinta machine, the Great Kinta. And because of the steel that he had been formulating in his mind by carrying around that steel, what do you call it, paperweight?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was carrying a paperweight in his hoodie for, I don't know, like recess. And that eventually was able to get enough of an imagination understanding that he could then incorporate steel into the Great Kinta via the nanotech, which really cool. I really enjoy how nanotech is used in this series. It's just crazy. The mind is magic.
Imagine tungsten steel, like the hardest metal in the damn universe. Imagine that would be wild.
I mean, you can turn it into a flamethrower, from a shield to a flamethrower. Instant shield and spear simultaneously. Kinta? Okay. Little sidebar here. Kinta has the most potential, I'd argue, outside of Momo in this entire series. If we're just talking power-wise, if he has enough nanotech, I would not want to face anyone but maybe Sanjime less.
He can literally hard counter pretty much anybody as long as he can imagine, and he can imagine a lot of different things. That's why we joked about him being a Ludris disciple or descendant or apprentice, whatever. Because hey, I mean, nanotech, Ludris, Kinta, nanotech, imaginations, knowledge. Hey, but
imagine that Kinta becomes the apprentice of Ludris and Okarun becomes the apprentice of Sanjime.
Yeah. I really think that it might end up. So
that would be so cool to get like an off-world story. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say one last thing is that. So we talked about this a lot. Do you think that there is a group that Ludris and Count Saint Germain are a part of? Like they're both a part of the same group?
I want to say yes, but there might be different sects of it, or one or the other might have split off from the main group. So maybe initially they were on the same side. There might have been a falling out, or alternatively, they kind of allow their members to do whatever they want. It's not necessarily a common goal that they have. And that was like a really pertinent question we had for a while. Like, what do they have in common? It makes no sense. Like the guy who he's a international celebrity, and then you got Count Saint Germain. He's like, I'm just a collector, don't mind me. What's up, Sherm?
Yo, what's up? We are here. I don't know, I think I'm still trying to figure out what would the point of their group be, and I'm trying to also relate, like, obviously him being the collector and then Ludris, the all-knowing, like, what is the relation there? Like, every time I think of something, I feel like I'm forcing it, but like, what could there be?
Could they possibly be underlings for the eye itself? Whatever the eye represents, whether it's a Thanos type of conqueror or celestial god or something like that.
So you're thinking like maybe what if Sanjime is like collecting things for him? or her,
A
and
la-
then
a la
Ludris is
Silver
giving them
Surfer.
information.
A la Silver Surfer.
Yep, exactly. Maybe.
Because I think I said in the last stream or the stream before, I've been trying to rewatch these to, you know, just refresh myself on some of the content since my brain's been out of it. But I've been thinking there needs to be a space entity that is huge. I'm talking like planetary size or galaxy size. It would just make sense. So if we're then thinking planetary size and then Silver Surfer as like I'm thinking about
planetary size Gundam. Like
Gurren
Lagann. Yeah, I can't wait. That chapter, whatever that chapter is, we got, because Rokudu has already kind of loosely, like the fact that he fanned out for Ludris and then he knows of Count Saint Germain. You would think that they're from like the same realm of like, I don't know, a faction or something, just because it's like, oh, this is the one that I'm the fan, like I'm a fan of, and this one I'm just like, you know, he's not respect him, but I revere him, or you know, like, oh, this is that guy. He's one of them too, but that's not my guy.
He's on the team. He's not my favorite player.
Exactly. So I cannot wait for that, because so far there's only two. Like, we only know two prominent, and Ludris is like at this point pretty gimmicky, not necessarily, you know, but like one prominent alien, you know, tyrant or whatever. Like it's just Sanjime. We don't know no one else. That's crazy. That is insane.
I'm kind of in awe that we don't have an endgame protagonist, at least not confirmed. It could be Sanjime. I think I would like that, based on his power levels, based on his mystery, based on like even his ideology. He was talking about the bacteria and how that formulates what a person actually is. Some really intellectual stuff. But if he's not the final antagonist, or if he's not the final antagonistic force, is he just a herald for something? What is he a herald for? If he's underpowered, who's more powerful than him? And how the hell do we beat them? I don't think we do.
Honestly,
I really don't.
I think you're cooking with that. I think he is like a Silver Surfer. Because like the whole collecting thing, like I get it, but like really? Like,
seems kind of strange.
It can't just be that. Like, you're doing all this shit like so deliberate, so like smart. You have fucking mind manipulation. You can read minds. You can extract powers and keep it. Like, you're doing a whole lot of stuff just to just be a collector. You know what I'm saying? Like, there should be more to that. So he probably is doing that for whoever is his Galactus. And Ludris, he might be fetching information for that person as well. Maybe. Who knows? But I don't know. This series is just different. It's just different.
Very enjoyable. All right, that's a pretty good intro little discussion / recap. So I think you're up first this week, right?
Am I? I don't remember, but okay, I'll go.
All right. Enjoy. I'll be back in a sec.
So you guys know the drill, man. For every stream from now on, which we have been doing in the past, obviously, for our volume read-throughs, so it's always like 1 or 2 chapters for that. But we're not doing that no more. We're doing 1 chapter every single week, where we will both alternate from reading the chapter. So I'm going first. Once I finish, I'll get Twitchy in here so he can read the chapter as well, so you guys can get his reaction on camera, his voice, instead of him just following along. Like right now, he's not here. Usually we'll do that, but not right now. So we're always going to alternate. So you guys know the drill, man. Once again, like the stream and subscribe to your boys if you are new. Dandadan every week. We will be doing it every Mondays, but we didn't do it this Monday because of what he said earlier about food poisoning he was going through. So finally here though. All right, so chapter 190, merging is what makes us strong. Takakura, you bastard, you better not underestimate me. You won't get away with this. You're supposed to be at the bottom at the heap. Sakata, we've become weaker. I reject that hypothesis. Merging equals strength. Blast, wind, thrust, attack. Boom. Yo, he is doing, what's that move? It's like, isn't there a move in soccer what Hase is doing? Where like you kick the ball. That's a crazy ass kick though. I forget what it's called. But that shit's crazy. Hand. Return. Okay. getting it back, regenerating, pain in my ass, shit, pain in my ass. Uh-oh, he about to get decked, bow, pile bunkers. Good shit, good shit. Takakura, you think you can kick me? You're the dregs. Well done, Private Takakura. Hardly. We're not doing any serious damage like this. I really hate to say you like Hase's mask. It is cool. Like, honestly, Tatsu is really fucking good at when it comes to transformations and how cool characters, like, even characters' base designs look good, but like the transformations, all of them look really good, really cool. I like that a lot. Now, that's one thing that Tatsu, I feel like, isn't like Oda when it comes to, like, you know, Oda purposely making characters look weird and goofy, even though he has really good designs as well. Maybe Tatsu saying, nah, I'm gonna make them look fire. All of them. We're not doing any serious damage like this. What do you mean like this? Can't you make stronger weapons? We've barely got enough parts. But isn't the face too detailed? Simplify it to make more weapons. Are you some kind of moron? If a robot's face lacks coolness, why would I want to pilot it? This is hardly the time for that. Exactly, literally what I was talking about. This is like not Oda right here. That's where you're wrong. It's that passion that's most important. It's because I have this passion. This is a fire panel right here. That I am bestowed the power of inspiration. Passion! Yeah! You're not getting away with this. A bottom feeder like you acting all high and mighty. Oh shit, damn, piercing them. Oh shit. Freaking low lifes like you trying to stand up to me at all gives me the creeps. Here you go, kicking that ring thing again. And once again, their nanotech is destroyed, so now they got to regenerate or something. But Kinta's still holding up Kinta. Okay. What are you reading? Okay, he's going back to a flashback. Oh, Hase being a bully. Damn, this is wild. Dude's a conspiracy nut. Gives me the creeps. Haha. People who believe this kind of shit are better off dead. Yo, I said, yo, are you listening to me? Hey, haha. Oh my god, there goes the damn Baphomet. Trying to look and see if there's any. See, obviously the UFO thing. Obviously the Baphomet has the eye on his stomach. Interesting. Yeah, Tatsu, he is really into like spiritual shit and conspiracies. He's really into a lot of that, and I rock with that a lot because sometimes I like to get into that stuff too, just because why not? You know, it's entertaining. And some stuff, hey, got some stuff can be pretty evident. Passion. Asshole, quit clinging to me like that. It's creeping me out. Let go of me, damn it. It's me who's not letting you get away with this. Up until now, we were told that they didn't exist, but now the U.S. government has officially acknowledged the existence of UFOs, which is literally a thing in real life right now that's happening. Something else has popped up too with UFOs. We might talk about that. Get lost, damn it. Project MK Ultra. The Tuskegee syphilis experiment, Operation Mockingbird, they all happened too. Oh, so he's talking about all the shit that has actually happened. Sakata. I'm about to say Sakakura. Sakata merged now. Their name probably would be Sakakura if they merge. Epic heroism. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's fire. Right on top of them, dude. My legs, they won't move. Private Takakura. What was it you said about epic merging? That it made us slow and heavy, also weaker. Say what? Let go of me, damn it. So you're saying that merging makes us heavier? But you are greatly mistaken. You are so dead meat. About what? About us being weaker? If we merge, it's actually Takakura. What makes us strong? They are crushing him. Yes, crush him. Yep, they got him out. Yeah, he is completely crushed. And then the chick is still here. She's looking onwards like, oh shit. So we gotta deal with her next. But look like we're all spent. So somebody gotta hop in now. Ira, Rin, Koki, I gotta come up here now. Permission granted, Private Takakura. For what? For you to call me Colonel. Whatever. That was fire though. They did their thing out there, man. I know, right, Sherm? Like, you would think it was gonna be something to come up out of that, but nope. All that did was give Ken some more conviction. All right, yeah, this dude was an asshole. Let me make sure I beat this guy. He tripping right now. He was tripping back then. He always gonna be tripping. So let's beat his ass. Which is interesting if we have a dynamic of somebody that's being an asshole. But I want to know if he does join the crew, like how he would progress. Though it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how that will happen. But aside from that, yeah, he's just an asshole. Good stuff in this chapter though. This is very Dandadan type of chapter. It just has all this Dandadan story beats, the action, the dialogue, a lot of conspiracy stuff going back to Ken, just the callbacks. Gotta love it. All right, I'm gonna get Twitchy back in here. Okay. Obviously the art. Once again, for this to be a weekly series, Tatsu is crazy with the art. Every chapter. I know, right, Sherm? True. At this point, I'm expecting damn near all of them. Maybe there might be some outliers, but I think all of them. I think it'll be like a big global type of war at the end of the series, obviously. So I could definitely see that happening. But for sure, I think most of them. All right.
Okie dokie.
Your turn.
Alrighty, chapter 190, merging is what makes us strong. So a direct correlation or opposition to what Okarun just said the previous chapter. Takakura, you bastard, you better not underestimate me. You won't get away with this. You're supposed to be at the bottom of the heap. I don't know why I gave him an Irish accent, guys. I'm delirious. Bear with me. Sakata, we've become weaker. I reject that hypothesis. Merging equals strength. Blast, wind, thrust, attack. Alright, he put his feet up. He did. Ooh, busted off the arm. What are those things? It's like little springs? Like football springs? Hand. Return. Oh my god, Kinta, you are too powerful, dude. Shit. Pain in my ass. I don't know what accent that was. I'm not gonna give him another one, guys. I promise. He's staring down this fist of death, One Punch Man style. Pile bunkers. Takakura, you think you can kick me? You're the dregs. Well done, Private Takakura. Hardly. We're not doing any serious damage like this. What do you mean, like this? Can't you make stronger weapons? We've barely got enough parts. But isn't the face too detailed? Simplify it to make more weapons. Are you some kind of moron? If a robot's face lacks coolness, why would I want to pilot it? This is hardly the time for that. Bruh, I cannot with him. That's where you're wrong. It's that passion. That's most important. It's because I have this passion that I am bestowed the power of inspiration. Passion. It gets kicked to the passion. I mean the sky. Yeah. You're not getting away with this. A bottom feeder like you acting all high and mighty. Oh. Just blasting through the great Kinta. And I love the sound effects of him like breaking the speed barrier, kind of similar to what we saw with Zuma back in the Don Manra arc. Freaking lowlifes like you trying to stand up to me at all gives me the creeps. All right, kicks the rest of their armor off. They are now fully exposed. Tatsu, this is insane detailing with the anatomy. This hurts my shoulders. I'm not going to attempt to do it like Hase, but he's got his leg fully extended. He's got his arms pointed in the opposite direction. And then another one that just is swinging in for the... All right, they're getting blasted. He can see Hase. What you reading? Flashback. Damn, this is wild. Dude's a conspiracy nut. Gives me the creeps. People who believe this kind of shit are better off. Okay, so you were a piece of shit all the way back then. Why would you say that? Who cares what someone else is doing? Kick rocks, dude. I hope we mess you up. Yo. I said yo. Are you listening to me? Ha 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 ha. Hey. Ha ha. Alright. Whoa. What is going on in this page? I feel like Dandadan? Is this the Dandadan? We got the moons. We got some Japanese hiragana, katakana. Number 1. Number 530. Issue 530, I'm thinking. Is that Bahamut? With... Not Bahamut. Baphomet. There you go. Thank you. The goat head with the Illuminati eye. Got the black angel wings or the demon wings. Whoever did the cover for that magazine, they knew what they were doing graphically design wise. Passion! Asshole, quit clinging to me like that. It's creeping me out. Let go of me, damn it. It's me who's not letting you get away with this. Alright, Okarun. Up until now, we were told they didn't exist, but now the US government has officially acknowledged the existence of UFOs. Project MK Ultra, the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, Operation Mockingbird. They all happen too. Get lost, damn it. Cicada, merge now. Epic heroism. What is he doing? He's putting clamps on the leg? My legs, they won't move. He's got them like leg shackles? I can't go. Yeah, I think so. Unless it's maybe some electrical stimulant, kind of like a taser going right to his muscles. Private Takakura, what was it you said about our epic merging? That it made us slow and heavy, also weaker. Say what? Let go of me, damn it. So you're saying that merging makes us heavier? Oh, this power bomb is about to change lives. Shout out to the Space Globalist arc. I think that was Vamola's backstory, was when that arc officially started. But you were greatly mistaken. About what? About us being weaker. You are so dead meat. If we merge, it's actually Takakura. What makes us strong. Love this double spread. Woo! Nice. Get pile drived. Chump. Alright. He's out of his spiritual form. Jet, or Scope, as I called her previously, is now getting back up. Permission granted. Private Takakura. For what? For you to call me Colonel. Whatever. Alright, that's the panel I saw on Twitter earlier today. That's why I named the title what I did for the stream. But yeah, that was an action-heavy chapter, which is a little.
This is a very Dandadan chapter.
A little bit of world building in there, just a bit, just enough to wet your whistle.
That boy Kinta lackey now. That boy's a foot soldier now. It's kind of funny.
Fine, whatever, Colonel.
Doing from MC, like what the MC is supposed to be, to just just a lackey. What is Tatsu cooking with all these damn religious and cultish figures? Like, what the hell? What are you cooking?
It's really
they
a
all have
melting
the eye.
pot of so many cultures.
I really think it might, like what you were saying earlier about like there being the eye, like say whatever the eye is, like the main antagonist or whoever it is that's above, everybody. Kind of reminds me, once again, I said it previously too, or recently. It could be like, I don't know. I was gonna say that they might be like creating a lot of these deities and entities to like control people, and then, but truthfully, like the eye is the overseer, pun intended, of all.
I'm gonna make a connection, and you, Sherm, and the other person watching, feel free to chime in. Remember back when Dodoria said to little Momo, the power of imagination, or words make power. What if this triangle eye thing is what allows that concept to exist as a natural rule in this world? So this is a god. Sherm, I know you know Gravity Falls. Vontae, I know you don't, so I'll kind of elaborate, but be spoiler free. There is a triangle with an eye in it in that series that is godly or has magic-like powers. And his powers are more so magic, but relating that back to this series, what if all of the mythos of humanity is just like figments of our imagination or things that we've created? So that could go even as far as, if you want to take a reverse undead unluck situation, the universe outside of Earth doesn't exist. We are simply the solitary planet in this dark cosmic abyss. And you know how we're always making fun of the fact that Japan and the United States are the main characters in every alien-led show? Well, that's because this is where life started. And maybe we did eventually venture out into the universe. That's how the Sumerians existed. Maybe we evolved into the Kerr, and now they're coming back to get us after they've evolved after millennia. But this could be the starting point of life in the universe.
Ooh, I saw something else. What if these are alternate universe versions? This is an outlandish theory of like humans.
I mean, you can't really top that.
Their timelines, you know, like the theory
You're
that
trying
like,
to though.
If you know the theory of like, say you're in a car accident and then you shift to a different timeline where you survive the accident instead of where you actually end up dying. What if that's what's going on here? Where it's like there's all the 666 alien species that live within this universe are actually alternate versions of each other, which humans, if we're saying that humans are like the origins, or earthlings, humans are the origins, but they're like alternate, kind of like the theory that you told me about like the Greys being like a future
version of humanity,
of us, but here just presently or something. I don't know. This is just something I thought about right now. I'm not even thinking too much of it.
I would not put it past Tatsu to do future time travel shenanigans. Like,
he's definitely going to time eventually travel. I didn't even think about that. That's kind of strange. I did not think about time travel in this series, but I can definitely see him doing it to some way. He doesn't have to go too hard with it, too crazy. He could just be pretty simple with it. Even if it's just ludicrous, he could see the future. So, I don't know. It could be anything. He's from the future. Just
and
ludicrous.
I know this is not a concept exclusive to One Piece, but again, the One Piece references or parallels with Toki, you know, your time travel fruit, and going forward or backwards to save. Could Sancho maybe be doing this for the betterment of humanity? At the end of the day, I don't know.
Maybe he's doing a whole awful lot of shit for whatever reason. It's like you're doing
be
a
more of
lot
the purpose than just
he's
collecting.
Doing a lot. Yeah,
you're doing a lot.
And then
Lutra's Ken. You just see like old man Ken just like come out like Darth Vader.
Or like in Scott Pilgrim when we watched it. Shout out Studio Sour, by the way. Once again, there goes that connection.
And that was a good reference. No, but kind of elaborating on my point. In terms of bringing the imagination into the physical world, I forget the exact phrase. You might be able to help me out with this. it's humanity creates the gods that punish us or something like that. It's like we create our own demons that end up hurting us, and it was just a figment of our imagination. Didn't really
Kind of
exist.
like in One Piece right now, right? With the Holy Knights.
Yeah.
With the fears stuff, kind of like that.
Yeah, so I just, there was so much just from the cover of that magazine, and I'm glad it made a return. I was not I don't want to say I wasn't expecting Hase to be a jerk back then. It did kind of catch me a little off guard. There's been something redeeming about all of the characters in the class so far. Like, we thought Kinta was just a weirdo at first, but it's just good. He's been isolated. Or like Rin, when she's all upfront and proper, like, Momo, you can't see Okarun, you're not in this class. Like, what do you make of that? Do you like the fact that Hase is more of a jerk here? I feel like there's got to be more behind that line. I do too. I feel like there's more to it behind the line that he says people who believe this kind of shit are better off dead. You don't just come to that thought willy-nilly. You have to have some...
You can't say the darndest things. It could be just simply that, or it could be something that, like, actually, got him to that conclusion where it's like, that shit don't matter. Because I do see him joining the group. He might be a dickhead, but he's going to progress some way. I don't know if it's because we're exploring his past, or he's just going to be more open-minded and, mature. But I think there should be something of his past. Something.
He could be the perfect Kohai to Okarun. Okarun knows Turbo Granny's powers ins and out. He could teach him how to run fast, how to kick.
Or maybe he actually was into this shit, and then someone else ruined his something, or a conspiracy that he was into it, and someone shut that down for him. So that's why. Because the fact that you say that is like, it sounds like from a personal experience or something. Why would you say that? People who believe this kind of shit are better off dead. Like, what makes you think that they're better off dead because they are conspiracy theorists? Why are you so ticked off from that?
What they want to think. Why do you care what other people
think? So it must have been something that with him, that something similar that somebody, and then they told him that exact thing, and then that probably just made him, I'm gonna be a dickhead too to everybody, or at least to him specifically.
I think but I think you were on board with this idea. I had speculated that Okarun's parents might have been astronauts. What do you make of the possibility that Hase's parents might have been astronauts? They were looking to be explorers of the cosmos.
Ooh.
We want to find alien life, and maybe they died. Because, remind me, this is early 2000s? When was was it the Explorer space shuttle? Were there any Japanese astronauts on that space shuttle that blew up? I think it was an American ship.
You know something too? The way that he's drawn right there, he has no light in his eyes. I don't know if that's just for us to look at it through Ken's perspective, or if that's like to kind of also show and hint at like there might be something dark there. Like, it's like the light is not in his eyes anymore. So somebody must have shut down his dreams, and now he just became a bully and a hater. Because even his, look at his friends in the background, right? Like, this is something that is like specific to him. It's not like the whole friend group, or just like they're just like, whatever, yeah, let's just bully this kid, we're bullies, that's what we do. But for him, it's like more personal. Like, what are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you, dude? So, I don't know.
I am currently looking at a Wikipedia page, so bear with me as I multitask a bit.
I like what
there
you said,
was
I like that.
A space shuttle that did unfortunately blow up in 2003 called the Columbia.
Maybe. Timelines check up if this is like 2010, around there. Maybe.
I mean, he would be about that age. Yeah.
Yep. I like what Sherm said. second part is crazy. That's some shit. Like, whoa, because that happens in real life with certain families. Like,
ooh, fell victim to false
sounds
promises.
like Jim Jones.
I mean,
oh, I had another theory when you're talking about the magazine cover and you're talking about the Dandadan. What if like the fact that everything is like connected somehow, all these entities, deities and whatnot? Do you think something? Do you think that all these different religions and cults or whatever are like taken from the Dandadan? So like in the beginning, everything was connected, or do you think they're trying to like reconnect stuff together, like all these different? Because I don't. There's so much overlap. The whole all-seeing eye in the triangle for literally everything related to like conspiracies and religion in this series. I don't know.
so
I
are
feel
you
like
asking,
it's
is it like the, how do I put this? Is it like the originating religion? Or
exactly, yeah. That's what I'm thinking at this point. 'Cause there's a lot of overlap, even though all.
Well, remember how we were talking about Kashimoto and Payase, how one of their emblems looked a little different? It was just like the eye, or just like the circle of the eye. Potentially that could be another offshoot of the same, original religion, or original following, I should say.
I'm just trying to think from Tatsu's perspective. Why? So you're creating a series, you got all the paranormal stuff, conspiracy stuff, and then when it comes to like religion and gods, it's like you're using it all in one. So like I'm trying to think, what is an idea that he had, or he was like, you know what? Why not all these things just be the same thing? They share the same, maybe they're just taken from an original text or religion and kind of like taken apart or something. I don't know.
Okay, I might be connecting some dots that should not be connected. I just want to read you the list of the 7 crewmates who died aboard the Columbia back in 2003. I'm going to read it from the bottom of this list up until the top, and I want to see if you made the same potential connection that I did. So, Alon Ramon, Payload Specialist, Laurel Clark, Mission Specialist, David Brown, Mission Specialist, Kalpana Chawla, Mission Specialist, Michael Anderson, Mission Specialist. And now we get to the top 2. We have William McCool as the pilot and Rick Husband as the commander.
I don't got nothing.
Those last 2 names, don't they seem very like Ken Takakura-esque? Like, I don't know. Am I connecting something that shouldn't be? William McCool and Rick Husband?
I don't know. Honestly though, like I really do think Ken's parents are either aliens or they're astronauts. I'm like damn near convinced, because it's like he just seems like a lonely, like he lost his family. He's like a young, I don't know, deer, just no family, just alone, sure. Bambi. It's like that's the vibe.
Bambi.
He's literally longing for something to. He's like E.T. basically. That's literally what he is. So.
He literally tried to phone home.
Which wouldn't be surprising if Tatsu... That might have been Tatsu's favorite childhood movie. I'm pretty certain that might have been. Yeah. So...
It is a classic. I don't know. Enough looking at that. That's pretty sad. But yeah, I don't know. What'd you think about the chapter? Anything that we haven't discussed? I thought that was a really fun chapter. I wish we'd move this along a little bit more, but I do understand why Tatsu's kind of taking his time with this. It's to show that Kinta is as capable as anyone in the crew, which I surmised before the chapter even started.
I did joke about earlier in this chapter where I was saying how like the one connection that Tatsu doesn't have with Oda, not saying that Oda doesn't do this, but when it comes to designs, everybody looks cool as hell in this series. One Piece, everybody looks either goofy or cool as hell. And it's funny that Kenta literally was talking about like, no, I have to be piloting something that looks cool. So I don't know if that's like Tatsu just kind of like, you know, Oda, you're my guy, but nah, I gotta make everybody look cool. I don't care who it is. If it's Hase, anybody, everybody has to look cool.
As Beer Pong says, even though I don't drink, house rules. So in this house, I draw characters cool. That is the only way.
Literally. I don't know. It's really interesting how he draws Hase's eyes in page 11 when he's being a dickhead. Like, I think that's just supposed to be like he has no light in his eyes from like Ken's perspective. Like, oh, you're not a dreamer like me, or is it like he genuinely lost the light in his eyes, or like maybe somebody shut down something in the past on him? I feel like that's interesting how they drew him. They didn't like. I don't know.
That is someone that has been hurt in the past. That's not someone trying to solely inflict pain. That's someone trying to pull the Uno reverse.
And then he's like smiling, like that entire panel. There's definitely something in his childhood. Well,
think back to before he got the power, when he was talking to those girls in the hallway and he read their text message without their permission. Mm-hmm. They looked at him like a creep. I would say objectionally, he is like a pretty boy or like a, attractive young man. So for him to get constantly rejected by women, maybe he was in Ken's spot in junior high, elementary school, and a girl told him, ew. Like, maybe told him the exact same words that he told Okarun. Like, people that believe in that should die.
And that could be that kind of resentment. Like, he's hated on him because he was just like him. And, that weird, skewed logic, even though you should have a different kind of logic. Like, hey, man, if I could do it, you could do it too. But he's like, no, I detest this. I hate this. I'm looking at myself.
And then the symbolism of Okarun running ahead in the relay race or the sprinting race. Yes, I did call that they would merge with the attackers. Did Scope run away, or was she just like getting back up? I thought she was just getting back up. No, she did.
Like she was just.
I don't know. She definitely backed up.
Yeah, she backed up for sure, but she was.
I don't know if she's
that
shit
from
the battlefield or if she's just assessing.
This is probably extremely fast. Like when the anime, it might be extremely fast. Like this fight.
Well, I mean, literally, Hase kicked her into the dirt, and then when she got up, Hase was in the dirt.
Yeah, it was over.
Couldn't have been that long.
So this is gonna be when people are like, how many chapters are they gonna adapt? Well, this fight was only like 2 chapters, so
about 7.
Quick, really quick. So 7 in this episode.
7 chapters in an episode. You're crazy. Yeah, it's one fight.
Like I said, I love theorizing and not knowing stuff, but damn, I am a little frustrated. Like, Tatsu, what are you cooking? Like, what is your... I just still can't wrap my mind around, because like this is with every author is like this. There's things that they enjoy and they start connecting it with other stuff that they like. Like when it comes to religion, what is something like? Why is Tatsu so into conspiracies, religion, culture, tradition, geography? Like, why is he so into this? Paranormal? Why? And what are you doing to in connecting all these things together in this series?
It could be his way of saying it is all connected. And
exactly.
The conspiracy theory line from this episode, no, everything's not connected. You're crazy. You should die for thinking that. But again, I know I've talked about this. I believe it was it this series? I think it was the Fibonacci sequence.
I think so. Yeah.
So the spiraling equation, God's equation of nature. I don't know. He It could be really interested with the Fibonacci sequence. I can see it. She's definitely holding her ribs. So surprisingly, that attack by Hase, I feel like did major damage to her.
Oh yeah.
Before she jumped back. So I do think you're right, Sherm. I think she is regrouping for the moment, but
MK Ultra, the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, Mockingbird, yeah, all that shit. You know,
the only one I don't know about is the Mockingbird one. I do know about the other ones.
I've heard of it. I don't know exactly what it is. But you heard about recently some declassified information about alien stuff in Moscow. So it was during the Cold War. I don't know what time during the Cold War. I don't know. Probably, I don't know. It might have been earlier, like years ago, the early 40s, 50s, something like that. But anyway, there were, I think it was a training. They were training Russian soldiers. They were training shooting missiles. And then the UFO came, a flying saucer, you know, the typical. It came and I think they said something about them shooting the missile at it, and they destroyed it. And then 5 Greys, because from how they describe them, big heads, big eyes, short. 5 of them came out of the debris, and then they merged together. No pun intended with this chapter. They merged into one big circular, vibrating, buzzing thing that floated to them, and he turned all of the soldiers into stone. And there were actually witnesses, other soldiers,
how am I the
like
last
around
of
the
the
area.
3 of us to know about this story? I'm the alien guy.
It just came
I'm
out
not
like
upholding my side of the bargain. I'm not upholding my that. Okay,
I mean,
that is my
I look
only
into a lot of
explanation.
conspiracy stuff all the time, so I'm always on it, whether it's ghost, alien. But yeah, that was something that was huge that just came out recently, and
stone.
Yeah, into stone, and then so when the other soldiers came there, the aliens, they left. Their craft was still there, and then the soldiers that were turned to stone were still there, and they took all of them to a facility somewhere to test. And that's something that just came out recently. So this might have been some shit that happened in the 50s, probably, since it was declassified. So
now your atoms aren't stone. Your atoms are disatomed.
That's crazy. I'm like,
they don't exist anymore.
And then they were saying, like, yeah, they have no clue. This is beyond human comprehension. Like, what the fuck did they do?
Bruh.
How did you get out of the debris, merge together, start vibrating, turn them to stone?
Fusion.
What the?
They had that nanotech, man.
They're mad as hell.
Is OP.
They never shot the UFO. They got out of there. They merged together and did that. That is terrifying. What the fuck?
I would not want to be on the receiving end of that. Did we just joke about what video were we talking about? Haikyuu video? Burnout syndromes? Oh, you like
what about
Fly High?
Oh,
we should listen to their other song from Dr. Stone. No, don't turn us into stone. No.
Wow. Like, what are they doing here, man? What we got going on Earth? Like, why y'all here? Y'all even? What are you doing? Are you doing experiments on us? Do you want some kind of resources from us? Like, obviously, you guys are way in the future compared to us. So, like, what are we? Like, just guinea pigs to you guys?
It could be that. It could be for the survival of their species, kind of similar to how Rokaru is treating, human beings for the next generation of their clones. It could be resources gathering. It could be simply a social experiment. Like, how does this budding life react to a higher being? We're not even bacteria to them. Insignificant.
If that is like true, if they really look at us like that,
okay,
because they have said stuff like this, that like if people learn the truth about things when it comes to extraterrestrial, that you would want to kill yourself. So that could be true, that we're just nothing.
I mean, look, theoretically, if tomorrow the world came out with the fact that extraterrestrial life existed, and we are so heavily outmanned in the technological department you would see mass suicides, you would see looting, you would see wars on the spot. There might even be a few nukes going off. Like, the world is crumbling as we know it. Humanity could not survive. Absolutely not. Could not.
And I know that's just the thing. Like you said, they probably look at us like just bacteria. Like, when you really think about that and think about just yourself, you have your own sense of self, you're sentient. And to think that they probably do look at us like that, I can't even fathom how. This is not even talking out of ego at all. Not at all. This is just like, how the hell? I can understand if you think we're primitive. That's fine. But to that extent, that is kind of wild. That we're just
I think it's
living
a
organism,
level,
like a fucking plant.
Because, like, the Kanye song, like, what's a king to a god, what's a god to a non-believer? Because it's that whole, cycle. Like, what do they care about our opinions? What do they care about our nuclear technology? I'll just create a black hole, and then your whole planet's gone.
But, like, damn, you don't gotta think of us like that, though. Like, it's one of those things where it's like,
have we shown them anything outside of the contrary to believe in us?
I
We
mean,
barely made it however many years we're into human history.
shit. Who knows?
Personally, I don't think we're up for it.
The only thing we got is that we all look unique and different. That's the only thing we got, and that's just off of purely adaptation and evolution.
Fair.
They're ugly. They can't call us ugly. Don't even try it. I ain't gonna
Boy,
lie. I'm like, you know what?
look at your
Fuck
gray
that.
skin. Boy, look at your black eyes. Boy, look at your 3 foot tall head ass.
Man, you spitting shrimp. They
roast
probably
you.
do look at us if they are from a higher dimension, which, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about that kind of stuff too. Yeah, they look at us as just a thing.
Do you think of anything on a dot on a piece of paper when you look at it?
Nope.
No. Well, that's an entire universe. Or entire
You know what's even
dimension.
crazy? They probably look at us less than we look at fucking 2D images right in front of us. Now that
I love this manga. Now this is getting super meta.
Just
Did you
because
see
think I'm
the
insignificant,
link
shit,
that
man.
Sherm sent us about the cult in Japan?
Oh no, let me look at that.
Pretty interesting. They've actually carried out some attacks, some so secretly, others in almost broad daylight.
That cult should be crazy too. Why are people like? I mean, sheep mentality, but like, goddamn, how are you? You must be bored. I feel like if you join a cult, you must be bored, or you actually have no like direction in your life.
It reminds me of that stupid tweet, and to this day, I will never forget it. It was this African-American gentleman. He's like, cyberbullying? Just log off, fam. Like, what do you mean cyberbullying? Just turn the computer off.
Honestly,
But again, it's just, it gets to a certain point to where the problems of humans, they're less than insignificant to higher dimensional beings.
hell yeah.
Like if these are truly heralds of Galactus, they're trying to uphold a multi-dimensional being.
Way more important than you. And
They're
we're over
trying
here
to
making
uphold
fucking comic
the
books about this shit.
fabric of reality. And we're like, hey, naked girl.
We're just creating stories about this shit. About
I will say,
aliens.
human imagination is one thing potentially that I think could be our saving grace, or it could be our destructive factor. It could go either way.
Good. Then when you talk about time and space, like if they are from a higher dimension, that literally you're not confined by that. So they look at you, they see you as everything that you have been and that you will be in the next seconds to years. That's crazy too.
Imagine someone telling you what you're going to be in the future. No, I'm not. Okay, yeah, well. Yeah.
And then, it goes to, once again, the conspiracies. I mean, hey, listen, this is a series based off of conspiracies taken from real world conspiracies that literally name dropped in this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
What do our governments know? Obviously, they know a lot more than we do.
I will say that is the one part so far that I'm a bit miffed with this series. I feel like there should be at least one government person. There should be.
They keep referencing the United States.
I know there will be eventually, but it's like, come on, guys. The Men in Black. You haven't introduced just a onlooker from the hill that oversees the town that the giant worm destroyed.
Oh, we need a CIA person in here. That'd be perfect for this series. Somebody that's literal CIA, because they know the most out of it. KGB,
MIB, CIA, like you talk about clandestine. It's not Monjaro. Stop it, Sherm. But seriously, I feel like Tatsu, he really should have introduced a government entity or a representative so far.
Yeah,
it almost feels unrealistic. Like, why are these high schoolers fighting off a global alien threat, and it has to be saved by the strongest yokai in Japan? I know, but to me, it's like that's a small little. I don't know.
I felt the same way too, though. I'm just looking at these kids in their school uniforms and shit, just fighting world destruction, like
in their underwear.
Where's everybody else at? maybe there's a reason why that, like, you don't see no military, you don't see any of that. Maybe they're like, well, we have these
like
bills
a
and
reverse
treaties with them.
Sumerian type of situation.
Maybe
all the adults are off somewhere else.
Maybe. Now that'd be one of the biggest
maybe they were contracted to have intergalactic warfare, so that they're. Do you think? Okay, let's back it up a little bit. Do you think there's any consequence to the Dandadan existing or having been created?
I think it's something that I don't know what the origins like. Is this something that's always been there, or is it something created to balance? I don't even know.
Well, whether it was created
it's just bad
or
news
it's always existed, it's something he wants to collect. But my point being is, do you think that there is some sort of negative aspect to it existing?
Of course. I think it's one of those things where it's like anything. It's either good or bad. It's like the internet. Good or bad. I guess it just depends on who wields it, if you even can wield it, because we really don't know. Sanjime, he wants to collect everything, but that just sounds like something that he cannot collect. That's like that's his peak. That's the limit. So, damn. Once we revisit that, I just wonder what not even just about what the Dandadan is, but just think about the art, the full art of whatever we're going to see from that thing. Whenever it shows up again, that's going to be, like I said, it's going to be, we're going to see this shit trending on Twitter. I really feel like it. Because even people that don't read the series, if they look at all the like symbols and religions and stuff, that might make people interested. Like, what the fuck is this? A series that has like everything is the same, everything's connected. They see the Baphomet, they see Buddha. Like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Yeah, like, Fibonacci sequence. It's the spirals.
So everything is spirals.
Ken and Momo broke the promise.
Wouldn't that be something?
The
big
promise to not admit aliens exist, or adults not being able to admit they exist. Sherm, can you elaborate a little bit more? I'm intrigued. I just don't know where you're going with that.
I see what he's saying. He's saying like the fact that like Seiko, she Kappa. Like, what? You know aliens exist. You know they exist. What are you doing? Why you act like they don't exist? You know they exist. You are in the same household as them when they come by.
What consequence is there to not acknowledging their existence?
The word.
Like, what's the consequence?
I don't know. The promise being broken, and then I see what you mean. You're saying like from that did that start
what's
something?
what's the consequence of breaking a promise? Breaking the promise.
We probably just don't know yet. But
I like
honestly,
that idea,
though,
Sherm, but I'm
honestly,
more so in the boat right now that she's like an undercover agent and she's just doing this for the sake of her grandchildren. Like she's being purposely obtuse because she
But that's
doesn't want to
so
draw any
weird.
attention to herself in her position. That's my internal head.
But it's like, what's the point? As you can see, going from the undead chapter, if you guys haven't seen, I'm the type of person that, like, if I feel like something is just unnecessary, I'm just like, that's why I always say it. What's the point? Like, what's the point of her still keeping cover? I like what you were saying, the theory about like the whole words have meaning, like have power. I mean, and that's why she does it, because I can't figure out why she would. If it's a gag, there's no point in doing that. It's like, it was funny the first
The
time, but then
audience
when you
knows,
keep doing it, it's like
everyone else knows. You know too. You're just not admitting it. You're being.
I think it's
obtuse.
different if like Turbo Granny, someone that's like old. I think that's different. It works better with someone that's like old. It's like, what are you talking about? That's a damn copper. That ain't no alien. Like it just works better that way. It's like, okay, this is an old person just saying stuff, like having their own.
Back in my
way
day,
of
we
life.
called those Kappa.
Exactly. But Seiko, like you're like 50,
You're modern.
40.
You're
I don't even know how old you are, but yeah, you're modern.
Like you're the cool grandma. Like, get out of here.
Aliens could freely attack. I honestly, I mean, it's hard to even tell. Like, they sought out the aliens and the ghosts, and then honestly though, after that, aliens just kept coming here though. Like, it almost like it opened a barrier. Because before, we don't know anything that happened before the series. I mean,
because didn't Rokaru say they consistently did those human abductions? Like this was
have
not
that
the
whole
first
shade. But like,
when you say freely attacked, like they didn't freely attack. They found a loophole by obtaining a spiritual object that was separated by a yokai who had been separated from her body after a paranormal encounter with a young boy and a young girl who has ties to a mysterious old grandmother.
But what did they do to those
shaman
people? Like, what do you just?
I mean,
experiments and
essay. Like they probably took their genitals. They probably took their fertility.
I don't know.
Like that idea, Sherm, but
there is a lot to that though. The Momo and Okarun, both of them saying, "Oh, such and such doesn't exist," and then they get proven wrong. Like, I know that was just like the start of the series, but I feel like there's more to that. Both of them are always getting attacked. They have incredible power, for obviously Momo, for whatever reason she has it.
I like it. I just don't know if I could get on board with it right now. I'll have to sleep on it.
Who broke the promise? What promise did they break? Who broke the promise? You think Sanjime broke the promise, or you think someone else broke the promise?
At first, I thought Sherm was saying that the government entities broke the promise. That makes sense. Like if you have, like, I think it's in Men in Black 2, to where they broke a promise about the princess of the galaxy, and then it ended up coming to bite us back in the butt. But
you humans broke the promise. What the fuck did we break, man? It has to be Sanjime, because he's doing a whole lot of bullshit. It had to have been you. That's why I'll tell him. It had to have been you, man.
Do you think we were never supposed to have a seat at the table and he's humanity's representative, or do you think there's other official humanity representative? I'm not talking about Paise and Kashimoto.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Maybe. I mean, is he on the run right now? Like, did he do something wrong, and now he has to like get the fairy tale card
in the charge of the cur? What you think?
I mean, whatever. If they're like, if I'm assuming that the cur has always been on this timing with just collecting shit. He's like, okay, yeah, I like how you guys think. Perfect for me. Like, I think he's doing a lot of moves. He must have made a mistake. He made a mistake. And that might have been why Turbo Granny even has her animosity towards him. and he probably did break a promise to like the whole coalition of aliens or whatever. He got the fairy tale card. He has all these other abilities. He probably did do some shit. He's very proactive for some reason. We don't know why he's doing so much. So it's like it might have been him. He might have been the one to break the promise. We assume that he's from Earth originally, even though it's getting a little.
Been here in a while.
Yeah, so he might have broke the promise, whatever that shit was. He probably did it.
The phrase is absolute power corrupts absolutely. So.
But then the bacteria thing, though, that's the other part. I don't know if he like.
It wasn't me. It was my bacteria, Judge. It wasn't me.
Do you think what he was saying, like our theory about that, you think that's like kind of what's going on there? Because that was so random for him to talk about that.
I really want to go back and read that again because I feel like that one conversation can have so many different threads to almost every plot line. Like, if you want to talk about how the nanotech physically works, is it not just like bacteria? Little small things that we can't see, and it's creating something larger by multiplying, by combining. If we want to think about how yokai physically exist, could be spiritual bacteria, could be the remnants of a human soul, it could be the remnants of the aura of people. If you want to get into the JJK analogies, the cursed energy embers that are left over from bacteria. You want to get into energy, how spiritual beings on this planet, i.e. humans, why they're so prominent with their powers. Bacteria is known to just replicate as long as it has the resources in order to do so.
I have a theory. I think he actually got thrown into the void and he somehow escaped.
I think he got it because he's got memory issues.
Yeah, and then Turbo Granny, like Hyper Geezer, sounds like a yokai or something like that.
She knows of him and she knows of the void.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe they got out together?
I think he might have went inside the void, and then when she seen him again, is like that's why she reacted. It was probably like a lot of emotions. It might have not just been like resentment. It might have been like shock, terror, like a lot of different stuff. Like, it was really intense.
What would happen if a non-spiritual entity tried to enter the void?
A non-spiritual entity.
Yeah, so in the past, we've almost exclusively thought of the void as it relates to yokai. So that would either imply Sanjime is a yokai inherently, or he was a human that was thrown into the void. Because he's got these memory lapses. Like, he just doesn't talk like a real human being.
They say that the objects can be used to have themselves return back to humans, right? Like yokai use that to return
the
back.
Energy within spiritual objects can theoretically turn a yokai back into a human. So he could have been a yokai first.
I think he was
spiritual objects. Yeah. Turned into a human. Still retained some of the memory. Maybe he usurped what Turbo Granny's goal was. So you know how she was saying, like, to turn herself back into a human? Mm-hmm. So potentially he might have took the last key or the last train out of the station and took her spot, so where she had to remain a yokai.
He took the arc. I think it is an arc situation, kind of.
Okay.
But I think he probably did go into the void, and maybe like the whole thing with bacteria, like just matter, maybe there was something there like where he was able to rebuild himself back, or he collected all these objects to bring himself back, even though he went through I think it's something has to do with him in the void, because once again, like we've been saying, the whole memory thing, that's void, that's literally the whole void situation of him being able to manipulate memories or erase memories, and the void itself. And literally every panel we see of him with the silhouette,
it's
void.
Dark.
Like at this point, Tatsu don't even need to keep doing that. He does it. Like, I get why he does it. artistically it makes sense, but I think there's more to it. Like he is like the void. I'm trying to think something else, Marvel or DC, that reminds me of that. Like you actually become, I mean, whatever people absorb or fuse with something, and then they like become the embodiment of it.
The Soul Stone. Ooh, that'd be
really any.
That'd be a pretty good comparison. An object that contains a soul or part of someone's aura.
I don't know. Based off of her reaction, she probably got all those memories back too, and now she's on her own. She's probably going to try to find him. He definitely came back from the void, because I just feel like for her to say it, for Turbo Granny to tell us about the void and how it erases everything, that just kind of opened up the idea of like, what if somebody somehow, some way came back from that? So there's that.
I might be able to all piece it together.
All right.
So, what was the premise? That is the question. So, what we know, this is a cycle whereby human can turn into a yokai if they have regrets. If that yokai does not get exercised properly, they can go to the void, forever to be deleted from history, deleted from memories, deleted from seemingly existence. All right, so that's a reset of the schedule. Oh, am I dying? I'm dying.
No.
I was trying to cook and my internet's like, no. So whereby a yokai, if it obtains enough spiritual energy contained within these spiritual objects, can turn back into a human. What if the promise that was broken is that reversal? What if humanity is not supposed to have a reset card, and the natural cycle of things is if you do turn into a yokai, you must be sent to the void? There should be no possible method whereby someone turned into a yokai can then go back into a human. Because one, they could have the memories from when they were a yokai. Two, they could have the feelings from when they were a yokai. And three, it meant preying on humans, which yokai are not technically supposed to do. So that sounds like... No, that was not a dramatic pause, Sherm.
I thought it was too. I was like, wait, you had your finger up. I thought you was gonna like go like. I was like, what's going on?
No, I'm gonna have to watch that back and then laugh at it myself. But yeah, potentially maybe aliens help us set up this cycle that was then we flipped the switch and then went in reverse, because we're like, oh no, a death for thee, but not death for me. If I turn into a yokai, I want to be able to be a human again. I don't want to turn into a yokai and be sent to the void.
And that does sound like, you know, like in real life when they say like, I don't know, a demon or a spirit tries to possess a body. It's like, nah, you already died. You're gone.
You had your chance.
You cannot do that. Like,
future's now, old man.
Absolutely not. So, yeah, I mean, that seems like a punishment for that. But like, it's gonna, like, when it comes to like the deities too, do you think that, are they like just a symbol, or do you think that they actually exist? So like Buddha, like all these different religions.
I don't think they always existed, but what I do think is that humanity, like I said earlier, I think they brought these gods into creation from their own imagination. I think the power of words, the power of scripture, it created the same gods that then they were beholden to for all these centuries.
This is literally One Piece. Tatsu, I know what you are. You're a One Piece fan.
I know what you are.
Literally,
like
Sun
me.
God Nika, Emu, going. Oh, we need a god. We need someone. There you go. Like this. That's why I think this series can be so long, because there's so much you can get into.
Truly,
like so much. The origins of what, like, I don't know. Like Sanjime can. I keep saying he could be one of the most
Sanjimu.
characters. That's good. We got to use that as the title. Whenever he does something else crazy.
Sanjimu-sama. Sanjimu-sama.
That man's crazy. Like, what is he doing? He's different, man. He's literally Mugen Eisen mixed with whatever else.
I literally don't understand what he wants. Does he even know what he wants? I don't know. I don't think he knows. If he knows or doesn't know what he knows.
Like, it's
scary out here. Because if he wanted to be malicious, I struggle to think of a non-Avengers way how we make this happen. Like time travel, mystical healing through Momo's hands, cross-dimensional stopping.
Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Last point. Imagine Sanjime is literally the puppet of this all-seeing eye. Just avatar. He's just moving around.
Could be. I mean, once again, like, I like that you compared the whole Galactus and Silver Surfer type of thing. It's kind of, it seemed like, because, like, you're a collector. For what? You're collecting it to give to your father. It's like, what is this? Full Metal?
Yeah, it's a fun stream, though. I really enjoyed tonight.
Or what? Okay, I was thinking of something else. What if it's like, this is my last thing. If it's like, this Illuminati group is like a dissection of what, I don't know, the all-seeing eye is. So like Ludris is a part. It's like the Vegapunks, the satellites, like that. What if it's something like that?
Yeah.
Where he's like purposely splitting himself. Or Hell's Paradise. Literally. Same thing, right? Like we learned that the antagonists are like from the same
one being
person. Yeah. It might be something like that too. Ludris all knowing, Sanjime the collector, like,
so we have
memories,
the all-knowing, the no-knowing.
Yes.
And we have the some-knowing, which is the viewer. What?
I asked this before. So this is the last thing. I asked this before. What other person, like, from that? So going, like, building off of this theory, what do you think something else could be? Like, you have all-knowing, the collector. What else could there be?
A two-part answer. I think they can be the same. It would be incredibly interesting if they were the same, but let me just count them as separate for the present being. The all-powerful, or all-strength. The other one would be all-morality. So if we had because, you know, like gods, they're supposed to be, you measure up to whatever morality they decide.
Right.
So you have the all-knowing, which is like the mental. You have the all, you know, collecting, let's just call it. That's like the physical. And then like the heart. So like the all-strength, like where you truly get your strength from. Or alternatively, where you truly get your emotions from. Where you truly get your morality from. Like what makes you a sentient being, for lack of a better term. Like what's your code of ethics? So I could see there being a purely, and this is where I think I'm gonna make a connection here. This is where I think we could introduce like a Buddha-esque yokai into the story. Or it could even be a person or an alien. I don't know, however you want to put it. But I think it'd be, yes, a trifecta. You got what I was going to before I got to it, Sherm. So you have an alien, you have a human, and then you have a yokai. So you have the three sides of the triangle. It all represents one being on the inside, the all-seeing eye. And then this yokai could be a Buddha or like an all-morality or an all-powerful yokai.
Kind of like Bleach too. Quincy's Hollow Soul Reapers. And then humans. The fucking humans. But yeah, I like that one. I like all morality, almighty, or all powerful. How many of them you think? 7? 7 is always the number.
I mean, the Espada, sure. Whatever. What do you think?
I think. What else could there be? Trying to think of another one that's like. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. All I keep thinking about is the damn bacteria thing that he was talking about. He kept saying how like that is what dictates a being's or a species' behavior. He specifically said that the vibrations. He was saying like nothing else, like no, there's nothing else that makes a person who they are besides their vibrations or something like that. That's how there's something about behavior and vibration. So I don't know what the hell he was talking about, but I mean, obviously everything is frequencies and vibrations. Like we do know that, but like I don't know where he was getting at. Like what was he trying to tell Ken there? Like what was the point of that conversation?
Wait a sec. Hold up a sec. Doesn't that kind of relate to the all morality thing? Because are you truly, making conscious decisions if something else is making those decisions in your body?
True. Just like when an animal gets taken over by a parasite and how it's controlling them. And it's like
you can't fault the animal for that.
That snail been dead. It's dead. There's a parasite in there. So he could be a very, with Sanjime, he could be a extremely tragic character too. That's the beauty of his character. He can be one of the best, like just.
I agree.
And then he can also be one of the most tragic, or either the worst person in the series or one of the best people in the series. Because what did he go through?
I mean, I'll even make a connection to Hase, even though I know myself included weren't expecting this. But what if he had a traumatic experience in his human youth and it turned him into this unrecognizable creature now? Like maybe he was with Ludris trying to find out the all-knowing and ended up getting exposed to a super bacteria, a yokai bacteria, a void bacteria.
So the Dandadan. So when Count Saint Germain mentioned it, he mentioned it as if he already knew of it, right? It's just that he couldn't collect it, or he probably wants to collect it. Like, do you think he knows about it a lot?
He had heard of it. I don't think he knows. I think he knows stories of it. I don't think necessarily he knows exactly what it is, because that panel that we saw for the name drop, it seemed to me that was ancient hieroglyphic-esque. That was something that humans described the Dandadan as. That wasn't something that... I could be wrong.
Ludris, what do you know? Do you not know that? Are you really the all-knowing? Because I would assume that he would ask him.
Maybe he doesn't even remember Ludris at this point. Maybe it's like a separation of powers.
Maybe.
Like, do not put together the tri-beam. I've played very little Zelda, guys. Do not flame me in the comments or in the live stream if that is incorrect, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
The Dandadan. Oh, the Dandadan is just a recipe for what? That's what the Dandadan is. It was a recipe for a cake. What are you talking about, Ludris? What do you mean?
Actually,
it's the One Piece. Yo, imagine if the One Piece got revealed at the same time that Dandadan.
Shut up. I was thinking that. When you said earlier, like, imagine Tatsu ends it, I was like, imagine if the Dandadan is related to whatever the One Piece. He's just like, he's playing a waiting game with Oda. He's playing poker with him. He's like, next, ante up. I raise you. I call.
What if they link both series? Oh my God, the things that we always been saying forever. You know, it's just nuts.
Mugen Eclipse.
Wait a minute.
Mugen
That's
Eclipse
what the One Piece is?
was able to determine this in a 720p cave. Why can't you? Well, I'm not Mugen Eclipse.
Are you aware of the Dandadan? Oh my. Like, no, Tatsu, he literally was like, I gotta make something that's like the One Piece. He absolutely did that on purpose.
I respect it.
Like, what's another series that has something like that? Where it's like, that is one Dandadan. Sure. Sure, you've been killing us in stream. One to Don.
The Don.
I can't think of another series where, like, yes, there's like weapons and shit, but like something where like it is the holy grail of. I know that Fate has something like that. Aside from that, I don't know. Can't think of anything else that's like that big. Not just like a power boost, but like something truly.
There's a secret identity, like long-running plotline for Dorohedoro. I haven't read through all of it. I've read about maybe a fifth of it, but there is a long-running mystery that's the whole story in a nutshell. I know Beastars is kind of similar in the same way. It's not like an object that people are going after, like you're saying. But that's literally like the best comparison I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, sure. That's all I can think is Fate. Can't think of anything else. It's like so big that everybody wants it. It's not just like something that a few characters want. Like, no, everybody wants that. It's not just Aizen. Oh, I want the Haikyuu cool. I want like no, something that everybody actually would want.
FMAB, kinda. If once it exists, of course.
There's something else that's like that. I'm trying to think. I feel like there is. I feel like I've read something that has that. Haikyuu, yeah. Of course. Actually, Haikyuu the most.
The Nationals are real.
The Nationals are real.
Shout out to Haikyuu, man. I can't wait to get more episodes. I've legitimately been on like a 2-week hiatus from that series. It's about to be 3 weeks.
It feels kind of fresh though. Once we get back, it's gonna feel.
Oh yeah, especially new art style. I'm not rushing it. We got lots to pump out these next 3 weeks, so I am not.
The Nationals are real.
That might be the episode title for episode 1, season 4.
Are you aware of the Dandadan? The what?
Yeah, he's moving different. He's talking different. He looks different. Even the way he was drawn in that one volume cover. You just look like you're from a different series.
I almost want to search up like Dandadan. I know nothing's going to pop up, but I just almost want to search up something that's like translated to like Don. I don't know.
I think literally the exact translation is supposed to be the sound effect. Like Don.
Really?
Don,
okay.
Don.
So, frequencies.
It's just supposed to be like. It could be that, or it could be like really impactful. Or Don has 3 syllables. Might be looking too far into that.
3 triangle.
Power of 3. Don. I'm
trying to look up Hyper Geezer too. I'm trying to see if I can find like the real like Turbo Granny, like the real yokai, real mythos behind it. Probably not though. Hyper Geezer. Yeah, I just keep getting Count Saint Germain. Yeah, nothing else. Who is Count Saint Germain? His inspiration from a real life. Let me see. There's probably a bunch of bullocks. A vampire? Real life.
Oh, so
rumored
he's even
vampire.
More on his Otis shit.
Jacques
Let me just use
Saint-Germain.
real life people. I'm gonna use a real life Blackbeard. I'm gonna use the real world.
Yeah, that's very old. Like hell yeah, Tatsu. We know what you are.
He's like, I read a history book once. There was this cool vampire.
Count Saint Germain isn't just a random name. It has fascinating link to a historical character who has long piqued the interest of historians and conspiracy theories. There is a man who was believed to be immortal and was surrounded by rumors of vampirism. So vampire.
Okay.
Let's see. Saint Germain vampire. It's a legendary vampire originating in the folklore of the 20th century New Orleans, which I hear a lot of. New Orleans has a lot of vampire stories.
They have a lot of I think it's Haitian culture influence.
Yeah. I wonder we'll see Papa Legba. Have you heard of Papa Legba? The man in the hat? You probably heard of the man in the hat. No?
Is that the villain in the Princess and the Frog movie?
Probably.
It's. I think it is based in Baton Rouge, so I think it's that guy. Yeah.
He like visits people. He visits people. He has like a hat, a cane. He's a really popular type of. Okay. So we're probably going to see him in here. I damn near guarantee it. Like that's
he's
huge,
the third member.
Yeah, like he's a very huge folk or conspiracy. So a vampire, huh? Count Saint Germain. I mean, blood, immortality. Turbo Granny has some kind of crazy reaction or maybe some kind of resentment towards him. Sacrifice, rituals. Yeah. Wait a minute.
This will be my last question. I got this cough that won't quit. Do you think Ludris is looking for Saint Germain?
I don't know.
I know that seems random, but didn't Rokuro say like Ludris just travels the cosmos? You never see him in the same place twice, or you never see him like frequently. So that makes me seem like he's looking for something. Maybe not just knowledge, but maybe the knowledge of where his other third went.
Maybe. He's just popular, man. He's just trying to dodge the paparazzi, the space paparazzi.
He's space GG.
I'm gonna send a link. So I actually did learn about this vampire guy. He was in the 1700s, and apparently, like, there are stories about people that met him, and he will always tell them like his age. He was like 200 something years old, but he still looked like he was 40 or 50 or whatever. There's a lot to it. It was. I'm gonna send it Twitter. I actually seen this, like literally a month ago. And he's actually wearing a similar attire to this Saint Germain back in the 1700s, and he used to tell people, "I'm a vampire." And they're like, "Okay." And then apparently, I think he said it was something about like a lady. I don't know if she went like on a date with him or she dated him or something like that. And then she met him again years later, like 40 years later, and he looked exactly the same from when she first met him. It was crazy. And then there's more people that had accounts of meeting him and saying he would tell people that he's 200 and something years old. So what the hell? Who are you?
De Saint Germain. Jacques Saint Germain. Again, from Louisiana.
Yep. He's a hyper geezer. He was getting around, I guess, huh? Hyper geezer. Now, Tatsu, he's very cultured. He knows a lot of shit.
New Orleans is in
Louisiana.
Louisiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, the timeline wouldn't match up. I was thinking maybe potentially there was some Hurricane Katrina stuff, because remember how we were talking about Turbo Granny might have died to some sort of like drowning incident?
Oh, yeah.
But I think she's been in Japan for much longer, so I don't think that lines up. Not to say Tatsu can't make like a typhoon in Japan similarly, but...
Good stuff, though. I literally learned. That's crazy. Germany. I literally read about that like a month ago. I forgot about his name. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. It's him. So no telling what other references Tatsu has in the bag. Which is the vampire thing. Rin? I know what you are, Tatsu. I know what you are. Matter of fact, Ren might be a self-insert of Tatsu. Maybe he did want to write it like a vampire story. And then Count Saint Germain
story.
A
Editorial's
prominent
like,
antagonist.
no, you do aliens and yokai. That's the best we can offer.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what he was trying to do. 100%. And then he knows all these historical composers. Yeah, he's just a history buff and a conspiracy like
buff.
He's into everything historical, whether it's like real or fake. It does not matter. He loves it all. I respect it. We don't need manga Twilight. I'm sorry, Sean. Sorry. We didn't mean to say it.
Hey yo.
Great chapter and discussion as always, though.
I feel like I got homework after this stream. I gotta catch up on some.
That website made me feel like.
I gotta do some yokai research. I gotta look up on Jock Saint Germain. What I do. Oh, wait a second, Vontae. We're just about to end this. Do you remember how I was talking when Ira was dressing up Momo in that little house?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what stream that was? If I remember correctly, wasn't she dressing them up in like that ancient Louisiana like debutante type of style?
Yeah, she definitely was. Definitely.
There was someone in the bathtub. They thought they had died. No, I'm not dead. Just my head. Yeah. I want to go back and read that chapter.
That was not that long ago, right? That was
It was pretty
right
recent.
after.
I just can't remember the chapter.
It's
whatever one that they were eating at the eating at the restaurant. I'm sure Laz has on his channel with the thumbnail, so
but yeah, I know what you're talking about though, for sure.
So I at the time, because of the way that Ira was talking, I was thinking about the fact that they were talking like a southern debutante type of accent. So if that's like a little look in to his true history, because I'm pretty sure there were multiple dolls in there. There was also 3 little girls playing with the dolls, and I'm pretty sure there were 3 figures.
Empire.
Hold on, I'm going through Laz's channel right now.
Tatsu, we know what you are. We know what you are. We got a title of video of that. Tatsu, we know what you are.
I feel like we're just peeling back the layers, and this is how people felt initially when they were reading One Piece. Maybe around like Alabasta. They're just like, this could be something like insane.
You want to know something kind of funny? Like, it might not. The probability is could be pretty low. The probability might be low. What if Tatsu actually like watches reactions to his manga on YouTube? I mean,
it's a very small market at the moment, so hi.
He probably like, hey, these Americans, they'll love this. Wouldn't that be kind of crazy?
Sensei?
Well, we got a title chapter that just to see, maybe we might see like a burner account of him talking in ways. But wait a minute, is this Tatsu? Huh?
It's in Japanese.
It's in Japanese. Tatsu.
It says not Tatsu or Tetsu.
He accidentally put I in something like I intended. What you intended to? What? Wait, you're him?
Mistranslation.
The Tatsu.
Blame Google.
Tatsu. I feel like Illusions is probably like his signature, and then when people put their signature, and then they put like a character, like draw a character's face or something. I feel like Illusions is his signature, and he'll draw Illusions or some shit.
Maybe like 164. I'm gonna go back really quickly to see if I can find it. I said that cough was pretty bad. If I can't find it in a few seconds, I'll just give up on it for the time being. But I really am interested to see what's going on with that.
Ramola. Hello, Ramola. Oh,
I found it. It is chapter 164.
Yep.
The I Do Declare is one of the most debutante. I keep using that phrase because I don't have another adjective. Kind of looks like a mansion. Dare I say it looks somewhat older? One of the dolls does have glasses on, like Sanjime. Momo's interacting with that doll. I don't know, man. That's really interesting.
Know what you are. We just know what you are, Tatsu. Nah, they're really honestly, he loves different cultures. He probably would watch a reaction on YouTube of somebody reacting to his manga. I'm pretty certain he probably will.
I recommend your boy Roshi. I'd be so incredibly humbled if you were to check out our channel, Tatsu, but yeah, I don't think he's checking us out. I mean, he could be wrong.
He could check out somebody. He probably seen He probably seen somebody. He loves American history too, to the point where he can literally talk about aliens, conspiracies in this chapter, in chapter 1. He probably is. Or at least he's probably searching up different threads on Twitter or Reddit and stuff. So probably at least that, how Oda has done in the past, whether he admits it or not. But once again, man, dope stream, dope discussion, really dope discussion. Chapter, very Dandadan-esque chapter. We needed a Kinta and Kin duo. And they defeated Hase. Now we have Jetta. I'll call her Jetta.
Yeah, before next Monday, guys, that's fingers crossed when we hope to go live again with Dandadan, the chapter 191. We will try, or I will try to find the omakes or the extra bonus chapters at the end of each volume. I will send them to Devante, send them to Sherm. If you guys want to read them yourselves, I'll try to find a website. I know that they're not officially available, so yo ho ho, but I will share it in our Discord if you're interested. So let me pull that up, and then I will link that in the chat. It's always in the description in case you don't see it for whatever reason. But yeah, great stream. Really enjoyed tonight. This conversation, like I said, I go back and I rewatch these streams, just kind of familiarize myself with what our former conversations were. This one's gonna invoke some ideas. I just know it.
Yeah, because now that we're all caught up, we have all the information and context that we can possibly have, because there ain't nothing else now. We can't go off of anything else. So we just know there's things with Sanjime. He's definitely a very multi-layered character. Whether it's the bacteria thing, whether it's he became a yokai, he went into the void, he came out of the void. One of those things are on the mark. And if they're not, Tatsu, you're different. You're very different. Sanjime
if he's able to write something that's completely different. Oh God, please no. If he's able to write something completely different, no, stop it. It's a little Sanjime inside of a bigger Sanjime. He's a Russian doll. He's a Russian asset. No, but yeah, I had a ton of fun tonight. I got asthma, so if you can finish us up, please. I'm dying.
He's dying here, guys. So you guys know the drill, man. We got a lot of content for this year. We're still doing Haikyuu right now, My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, and Fire Force. Summertime Gacha Yakuta, Squid Game. Dandadan will be back in the anime as well, and much, much more stuff. We got some movies coming in the end of the year for multiple series, so stay tuned for all that. But you guys know the drill, man. Like the stream up once again and subscribe if you are new. Really helps us get out to the algorithm. We're gonna be here every Mondays or every week. Obviously, we're gonna be here every single chapter, so just stay tuned for that. But with that being said, man, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys on the next stream or video, and peace.
Peace.